Hello, good afternoon, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox Chair, on this show. Is my mucker Albert? Afternoon, Albert.
Afternoon, mate. How are you?
Good, mate. Good. I've got the team for you. You listening?
Go for it.
Right. McGregor, Tavernier, Golson, Davis, Barisic, Lundstrom, Jack and Campbell, Tillman, Kent and Morelos. With substitutes McLaughlin, Redvan, Cholak, Suter, Matondo, Kamara, Wright, Fashion Jr. and Arfield. A few talking points, Albert. Over to you.
Aye, well, it's a strange one. Morelos back in, Tillman and for Sakala. I didn't see that coming. I seen the rest. It's near enough the rest of it. We were surprised that Barisic get back in as well, I suppose. But I'd have still liked to have seen the boy get another 90 minutes or 80 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever he could get today. But anyway, it's still a good team, though.
I'm not surprised. I didn't think Redvan looked ready. Obviously, a couple of weeks since that. Hopefully, he'll get a minimum half an hour a day, Albert, and keep his recovery or his. I don't know if recovery is the right word. His rehabilitation. Does that make sense?
Aye. His fitness build up. Aye.
But I suppose with Lundstrom and Jack sitting, so we've got a 4, we've got a 2, a 3 and a 1. So Tillman in the middle, Cantwell on the right, Kent on the left, and Morelos up top. Is that how you see it?
Yep, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Cantwell, Kent, and Tillman will all be interchanging today. They'll be all over the place today. I was expecting that anyway. I'm surprised with Kent, Lundstrom and Jack playing right enough, because we've said it, but again, we're asking, though, they're injured. What else do you do? Put Kamara in. I think everybody's fed up seeing the Kamara. So, aye. That is what it is, isn't it, mate? It's not a bad team. I'm not complaining, but it's not a bad team.
I feel a bit sorry for Fashion, if I've been honest.
Well, me too. Me too. But it's probably because the international duty and the travelling and all that. They'll come down to say that with him, because it must be a fair amount of hours on a plane to go to Zambia. Zambia, isn't it? Is it Zambia?
Well, that's in Europe now, Zambia, isn't it?
Oh, aye. Did you get my text with Billy last night? So he helped Columbus. They discovered salt coats.
To be fair to Billy, he was born in France, but I think he had to look that up before he knew that. But come on, he's Algerian, eh? That was funny, wasn't it?
You may have missed it. Hey, Billy, you're listening. You may have missed it. It's relentless. They don't let you go.
It was funny, wasn't it?
Aye, it was a good show last night. Enjoyed it.
You know, Billy's
nice meeting you, Billy. I've been saying the other night. Nice meeting him and his boy. Good people.
Oh, nice people, mate. Nice people. Good people. No, that table just didn't for them. They were a bit rough and ready. I don't mean CCs. I mean the one nearest the stage.
Aye. We were crazy, mate. I thought the banners and all that were a bit over the top, and the football rattles, I told them not to bring them, but still.
You're on the ones that brought pyrotechnics, that's all I'll say.
My nephew, sure, that's pyrotechnics. No, that was a loud shot, wasn't it?
To be fair, Jaffer had flares. But they were his trousers.
All he was missing was a shotgun and the gun dog next to him, wasn't it? That's all Big Jaffer was missing.
I would rather keep him for a week than a fortnight, mate.
Aye. Yeah, it was good night, but thoroughly enjoyed it.
Right, we'll get these phone lines opened and then we'll give the team and I'll get your thoughts, yeah?
Yep, I got it.
Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
So we've got a team today for anybody joining us. McGregor, Tavernier, Golson, Ben Davis, Borna Barisic. A midfield setters of Lundstrom and Ryan Jack. In front of them, Cantwell, Tillman and Ryan Kent. Up front, Alfredo Morelos. With substitutes of McLaughlin, Redvan, Cholak, Suter, Matondo, Kamara, Wright, Fashion Jr. and Arfield. Right, I thought Cholak was awful. for Park. But up until then, the last 3 or 4 games, he was fine. So I think he's a wee bit unlucky. Yeah, one bad game, you know.
I didn't play well. There's no excuse. He didn't play well. And I topped it off by squaring the ball to Sakala. The very thing he should have Sakala for no doing to him. But he should have squared it. If he'd have squared it and Sakala would have scored, that would have sort of vindicated his performance for a bit. But he never had a good game. That's probably his worst game in the Rangers jersey. He's had quiet games, but he's not as bad a game as that. But I think he's focusing too much in the out the box play, rather than doing what he's really, really good at. But again, that might be instructions. He might be told to get involved in the game outside, hold the ball up, clink play, things like that. Because he's no bad at it, but it's no his strength. His strength's in the box, definitely in the box. But anyway, he had his bad game and he got dropped. It's a bit brutal for a minute. Bad game after bad game and staying in the team. He's one bad game and he's dropped.
I agree. I do think it's harsh. If that's what it's been based on, because he's been successful for his scored goals, been involved in a lot of goals, and played well and gave his energy. So it'll be interesting to see how Morelos performs. Yeah, I mean, I bet you a lot of people would be surprised at Morelos starting all better.
Aye, I include me in that. We'll see if with Morelos, if he's got the appetite today to go in the movement is more on how he's moving. That's going to be the thing to do with Morelos, to see if he's got that appetite. But don't forget, he set up Tillman last week beautifully. And you've got to give him credit for that, by the way, because he fun him, and that was a difficult ball to get to Tillman. Tillman's finish was sublime, but Alfie done well. But this will tell you if you want to stay Ibrox or go. Personally, I think he wants to go. I think he knows his sell. His time's up. It's up. When you're done, when you're finished at a club, you're finished at a club. No, I mean, it's just. I don't want him to get any more slagging than he's already got. By me as well. No, I'm not blaming anybody for slagging, but I'd rather, as you're saying, guys, walk out the front door with your head held high. I'd like to see him go do it that way. Are you there?
Doing a bridge man there, talking to myself. It'll be interesting to see how it goes today, because I think a lot of people will be surprised that he started there.
Aye. And rightly so, by the way, because he's not done much in the season to justify a starting place. Let's be honest about it. Over the full period. But there's very few in the team that's had a good season. I'm talking about up to now. Very few, if any. I don't think anybody's been consistently good. Cantwell aside, he's had reasonable games since he's came. Peter Askin's had reasonable games since he came. Mike Tillman's had some good games. But I don't think there's anybody in that whole squad that could turn around at the end of this season in terms of he's had a really, really good season. I deserve a bonus or a pay rise for that. In fact, some of them should walk in going, you'll need to take money off me because I've been stinking most of the season. But anyway, it's all about the day, mate. It's all about the day. Let's see what the day today. I'm quite looking forward to seeing him, especially after that drudgery of international football. Can he go that crap? I actually hate it. Absolutely hate it.
Aye, okay. I'll give you the team again. McGregor, Tavernier, Golson, Davis, Barisic, Lundstrom and Jack, Cantwell, Tillman, Kent, Morelos. Substitutes: McLaughlin, Ridvan, Cholak, Suter, Matondo, Kamara, Wright, Fashion Jr. and Arfield.
Not bad bench when you look at it.
There's experience in players on there, people coming back. Obviously, Cholak and Suter and Ridvan all coming back. Ridvan, Suter, Matondo all coming back for injury, yeah? Scotty always gets a place, doesn't he? Always seems to go.
Aye, Scotty, right? Aye. Well, he's very tidy, isn't he?
No,
he's well turned out. He makes that bench look a lot better as well, know what I mean?
Aye.
It's a wee bit of strength in it. Matondo, I mean, he must have got caught because he's hide and seek. He's great at hide and seek. But he get caught, right? Come on, you're going on the bench today. We'll be looking for you all season. I'd love that boy to come on and just burst into life and be a brilliant player. I really would. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I don't think it's going to be easy today. That Goodwin's got a point to prove, isn't he? He's trying to make out he's still a good manager, which I don't think he is, know what I mean? But it's going to be 10-man defence, 11-man defence, counting the keeper. So there's not going to be no deal with before, put it that way.
Just move the ball quick, mate. Move the ball quick. That's what worries me sometimes with John Lundstrom. In these games, aye.
You're right.
He's like Andy for Leeds, you know, he's not very quick, you know what I mean?
Are we Andy on?
No, not yet, but he's coming.
Yes, no. But you're right, you've got to zip the ball about. We all know this. I mean, do you know what really annoys me? It's like we'd say this, everybody says it. If you listen to anybody talking about football, this low block, everybody says the same thing. The managers, the supporters, podcasters, everybody knows how to beat it or how to make them feel uncomfortable. Yet, still, we've got players that want to take too many touches on the ball, slow the play down. Kamara, Lundstrom, Goldston, they all want to slow the play down. Tavernier taking a shy, taking a corner kick, crawling pace. They're speed up. Come on, keep them moving, tire them out. It's harder chasing the ball as than running with the ball. You know that. But I hope they don't do that. Drudgery today. They need to keep the ball moving. Please keep the ball moving.
A wee bit of a pet hate of mine. Someone got a team under pressure and, you know, the buggers out saying our right hand side for a corner kick and Bonner come across to take it, and we let them get a breather, and we let them get all set up, you know, and then we take the corner
and hit the first man.
Sometimes.
I know, mate. I know. They don't keep the pace in the game. They don't. They really don't. They should keep the pace in the game, and they don't. The intensity in the game, but we don't. That mob across the city day, that's exactly what they do. They keep the intensity in it when they're on top. We all of a sudden want to take a wee breather and take 20 minutes to take a shy or a corner or whatever it is, or a free kick, or whatever it is, we slow the play down, and it's no right. I don't think Lundstrom, Kamara, not so much Golson, he shouldn't be on the ball that much anyway, but he can play any faster than that. Lundstrom is like that type of player. I don't think he's got the skill to play any faster. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think he's got that zip the ball about at pace. No, I mean, he likes to take it under control and then move a nice, simple, safe ball to somebody, which is all right. Andy, if you're winning the game and you're in a tight game and you're winning and you want to keep a hold of the ball, I can see his point then, but no when you're chasing a game, no when you're trying to win a game comfortable like this one. We should be trying to win this comfortable then. I mean,
it's not right. It's horses for courses, all better.
That's exactly right, mate. But see, when they move the ball at pace, we're like a good team, a decent team. You go, it's good to watch. We look at the Hearts Hibs game, the Aberdeen game. I mean, we can do it. We know we can do it. And we do look a good team when we do it. But we don't do it enough for me. It's just, we don't do it enough for anybody, I suppose.
If we're being honest, mate, we've not really done it at Ibrox this season. One and a half games maybe. Aberdeen, when we won comfortably and played well, and I suppose the Old Firm game where we should have won the game. But in total, the rest we've huffed and puffed, mate. If we're being honest, mate, Ibrox.
Aye, it's a fact, mate. We have huffed and puffed. By the way, a lot of it brought on with ourselves. It's just that there's no that another team or the team that we're playing are defensively brilliant, or they just do the same block. Everybody does it, and we just struggle. And we bring it on ourselves. We just what we've been talking about: the pace of the ball, pace of the intensity of the game, zip the ball. But we don't do it. I don't know. Just it's easy to work out. I know it's definitely easy to work out, but hard to execute. Anyway. Van Bronckhorst liked Lundstrom and he liked Kamara. Well, he didn't like Kamara that much, but he liked Lundstrom and he liked the pace of the game being that. I don't know. I never understood it, and I still don't understand it to this day. Good in Euro at times, but no in the Premier League when the team's not actually attacking. You know what I mean?
All right, I think we've been joined by Andy. Afternoon, Andrew.
Good afternoon, guys. I might be slow, but I get there. But Ox, I get there.
Yes, I've been told that, mate. I've been told that. I never said you were slow, mate. I said you weren't very quick. There's a difference.
Aye, well, it's the same thing in my mind.
You're sort of proving a point, Andy, saying that.
Which do you know? Which do you know where Algeria is, Andy?
Oh, I definitely know it's not in Europe. That's for sure. He's good. He's brilliant. He's good. Not bad. I was just listening to you there with the team. Bit surprised. Oh, look, I'm surprised with Morales, but I'm no, because he was, as you said there earlier on, Colette was honking there, wasn't he, in that last game. But he played a couple of good games before it, so I think I would have started still with Colette and just hopefully get his goal that he can get, and, get his confidence up even more. But it's a decent enough team. Lumsden was forced on us, wasn't he, really, because Raskin being injured, because I think Raskin had played. And he does seem sometimes when this guy plays, and Jack played, Jack just tending to bring him on. So, he's got to want to get back in the team and get back to where he thinks he should be. Maybe Jack could help him along today,
I would have played one of them and had Sakala, I think the way these games pan out, the centre halves bring the ball into midfield, if that makes sense, a little bit. And I think you could have made forward. Whereas, just maybe people will say it didn't work, but I think we've got to try and get into a rhythm. Carry on, Albert.
I think you're right. I would have played. I'd have played Sakala as well, rather than play either Lundstrom or Jack. Probably I've played Jack before Lundstrom, and then played Sakala. I mean, you had a midfielder, Tillman and Cantwell and Jack, which is not a bad midfield if you think about it. I like to get forward players on. The trouble is, you need to have enough players on it to win the ball back, if you need to win the ball back. But normally, we've got most of the play, you know what I mean? 60-70% of the play all the time. So you don't really need two holding midfielders. But I think what he's thinking is that's why he's going. He's thinking about next week as well. I dare say he's thinking about fitness for next week. Who's going to be fit, who's not going to be fit. I mean, that's Raskin. I mean, let's not kid Marcelo. And that boy's been out for a month now. So you're sitting saying to yourself, here we go again. Another injury. But anyway, he's not there, so let's go on with it. I look forward to seeing Tillman, but I like watching Tillman.
He's not played for 3 weeks, Raskin, is he? Well,
he never played the Motherwell game, so he never played the week leading up to the Motherwell game. Then he had the 2-week break, and then he'll be out next week. So that's a month. The boy will be out a month.
Aye. Yeah, my arithmetic's better than Billy's geography. Andy, I wasn't surprised that Bonner came back in. I thought Ridvan, it's good to get him minutes in that, but I still think he looked a wee bit off it. It's going to take a bit of time, so Bonner's been playing okay. That made sense to me.
Yeah, the no-brainer that really is. Also with him coming up next week as well, he's going to want to get Bonner out there first, because he'll definitely start in that. He'll no throw Ridvan in the Filth game, that's for sure. So there's a logic in that, definitely. I don't like these games, Dundee. I've never liked them. I've never been to many of them. Russell's goes to loads of them, I've said to you before, but there's always something about these games that, we never seem to whack them. You know what I mean? But I never said that. I took him for 5 today, so maybe today's the day they're going to do it.
What have you went for today? What bets have you went for?
I went for 5-0, but they gave me nothing. I think they gave me 10. I think it was 10. For 5. I did it on 4 yesterday when I went up, and that was 7. I looked at that and thought, 7-1. So I went up and I thought, I'll get a bigger odds on 5. It only went up to 10.
When I contacted my boy, he put the Super 6 on. He said, the bookies have offered me less than my money back for that bet, Albert.
And the both sides went super careful, isn't he? I don't blame him, by the way. He needs a break. He needs to get a break. Last week was unfortunate. Pardon?
You think he's under a bit of pee?
Oh, I think so. He's running out of games.
No, it's obviously if he gets it up today, people will think it's an April Fool's, act.
Oh, poor Southside. He does well. But anyway, aye. So, any of them early kick-off? That's how many I asked you when we come on at first. Is any of them any early kick-offs?
Not that I'm aware of. No. Not that I'm
So
aware of.
he's all right at 25 a night, 25 a night.
Oh, he's been beat before 3 o'clock a few times.
He's been beat before 1 o'clock.
Oh dear, we'll go to laugh, Andy, aren't we?
Oh, well, at least he keeps having a go. Like, it's not just himself, he's cost money, he's cost all the crew on the radio as well. Aye. He's good, He'll come up one day and after him he'll not put it on and then he'll say, I've dealt you, say.
Well, I got him Maverickies now, Andy. They've actually got a coupon for him. It's not the Super Sixes, it's a Southside Suckers that's on the top of it.
Aye. But yeah, I'd like to see the Rangers come out today and, come on, just have a right good go.
Where are we playing Tillman? Where are we playing Cantwell?
Well, I think
Cantwell
you're right. I think Campbell will be the runner from Jack and the Scouts guy, and I think Tillman will play. Who's it on? Kent on one wing, innit? Who's on the other? Tillman. Is Tillman the other one on the other side?
Yeah. I don't see it. Personally, I don't know if he's a wide. What do you think, Albert?
I don't think Kent, Tillman or Cantwell have a set position. They'll just be moving all over the place. Cantwell will just play there all over the place anyway. He's got that freedom and so is Kent. So Tillman might try to anchor it a wee bit more in the forward centre position, but don't play him in the wing. Please don't play Tillman in the wing. If you set him out to the wing, well, you're just wasting the boy out there, you know what I mean? And I don't think he'll do it because I think the three of them will be interchanging all over the place. And it's good to watch when they get it right.
Right, I've been joined by Carl. Afternoon, Carl.
Oh, good afternoon. Happy New Year, I think I have to say as well, in April.
Happy New Year, mate.
Have you not gone this year, mate?
No.
Oh, I'd love to
there's been a lot of shows, and I get a wee bit upset. But talking about low blocks when they come to Ibrox, low blocks. Can anybody explain why we play two centre halves when we concede a goal with two centre halves nearly every game? If you have a set piece.
I need to look at the stats, mate. I've not studied them, but I think you play two centre halves because you're expecting your two fullbacks to get involved, Albert.
Aye, we'd only played one centre half with one defender because we've not got any fullbacks.
I know that. That's what I mean. But we play two centre halves and we concede the same goals all the time. It's a low block. We're playing. They're not going to have the ball much in our area. Why do you actually need two centre halves when many of them can clear a corner? You only need one that doesn't concede it. That's something, it's just, I feel it quite strange when you're wanting to blow teams away, you're playing two guys at the back. And let's face it, 70-yard punts up the park isn't really a pass, to me anyway. I've never worked that one out.
Well,
now and again they work, no all the time.
And Andy, in the last 3 seasons, we've only lost 2 games.
I'm talking this season, Ox, no the last season or the season before. I can go back to Dortmund games and up when Ryan Kent was brilliant. That's another thing, Mm-hmm. You can't keep going back to the past. You've got to look at the present.
Well, there's no point talking about playing the two centre halves a week before then, is there? That's the past, Andy.
Aye.
Yeah. Go on, Cal.
Hello.
Andy, we've not lost a league game at Ibrox this season. We've not been great, have we? I think it's been the forward players rather than defence.
I think. Yeah, we know the deficiencies in the back line. We've said it a million times. That's not going to change till we get, players in that's going to improve them positions. But our real problem this season's definitely been down not putting the ball in there again. You know what I mean? We score goals. The back line defends better, for want of another word, doesn't it? You know, it's definitely been down to a goal scorer this season. We're maybe not created enough from midfield to get as strikers, but it's definitely down to goals. The defence is what it is. We lose the same goal more or less every time. There's a catalogue of them, so there's a job he has to go and work on. Even if he keeps them, he's got to make them. How he's going to do that? But he's got to make them defend better, get into the head, out of defend first and foremost. But that is the goals, Ox. There's no doubt about that. There's a lack of them. Just look at the difference between us and them. You know.
Well, but if you score goals, you take pressure off the defence, eh?
Who's this to me?
Albert.
Aye. That's what it is, mate. If you score goals, that helps the whole team, obviously. But we don't score enough, as Andy's saying. It's not every game. Some games we don't score enough.
Ibrox this year, mate. Ibrox we've not scored enough goals, if we're honest.
Aye. We've not done anything at Ibrox this year, let's be honest about it. We've lost a game, as you pointed out, so I mean, at times I don't know what we're all looking for. I think we're looking for the perfect game all the time, and it ain't going to happen. It's all about amassing points and winning leagues and winning cups and things. That's what football is. Sometimes we get this notion in our head we're looking for a perfect football team and a perfect game every game. It's not going to happen. You got to roll with the punches, isn't you? And let's be honest about it. There's weaknesses in our team. There's weaknesses in every team. It's just part and parcel of football. Without the weaknesses, football we nothing each draws all the time, wouldn't it?
I agree with that one.
I'm just looking to see the goals of post at Ibrox.
Well, I'll agree with you. Is it Tam? I'll agree with you that we lose the same type of goal too often, by the way. Too much. The same type of goal over and over and over and over. Down the wings, cut the ball across, somebody taps it in. Don't know how many goals we've lost this season like that.
Anyway, we've been joined by Bo Star. Afternoon, Bo Star.
Afternoon, guys. Once again, I don't think MD get our team right. I'm quite perplexed as to who he's played, but he's obviously got an eye next week. Plus, I think he's looking at. I think it'll be a bit of a tough game in the sense that they'll come out plenty of tackles, and I suppose he doesn't want Kolak getting cropped. Alfie can obviously stand up to the likes of Mulgrew and that if they're the ones that's playing. I'm surprised that Tillman's starting, guys, to be honest, because if it's a rough, tough game, that's no use to him. That's not his game, and I hope it's no. I hope it's that we've got most of the ball. But I'm quite quite surprised by his selection.
I Poster, I didn't think Joe had a good game at first part, but everybody can have a bad game, eh?
Okay, absolutely, Ox. It's just I genuinely didn't think he would have started with Alfie, but I can understand it in the sense that they're playing with big defenders and they go in rough. Let's be honest, Dundee United play quite a tough game. We're away from home, and as you say, as you've just been saying,
but at Ibrox, mate.
Sorry, that's right. We're at Ibrox. So that's made it the point, you know, as a case he just wants them to hang on to the ball. I would have thought we would have had all the ball and would have been running at them. But he's obviously against a Carla arrest. Who knows what happened when they were away at international duty? That's another thing. It's all right what he says to the press, but he knows better. He sees them in training. But I've got to be honest, I'm quite surprised with his team selection.
I don't think many people would have got it right today, Carl.
No, I would never have got it right. I wouldn't have imagined Lundstrom being back in the team, you know, because that man's treacle, you know. In my opinion, too slow passing the ball. He's another one, and he's like a poor man's Nicky Law. He likes turning in circles and passing the ball. Sorry about that. You know, that's a blast for the past, isn't it?
You know, Albert, I didn't think he was allowed to talk about the past. Was he only the future?
I don't know the present, the present.
You can't talk about the past, Albert.
You're painting this for your corner, mate. You can't talk about the past now. I'm not surprised he's changed the team because he does that sort of thing. But there goes the myth that a winning team stays on. So he's changed the team, And I'm saying with Sakala, it might be because he's international duty, and the travelling. But what do you call him? Morelos is supposed to have went back to Colombia. No, he didn't get picked, but he went back. Supposed to be. I don't know if he did.
I don't believe he did this time, mate.
Did he know? We'll soon see with the size of him when he comes out of the tunnel.
I think that'll be the big talking point about the setup, the team. I think the back five picks itself. And let's be honest here, Andy. Alan McGregor, 500th game. He should lead the team out, shouldn't he?
Oh, definitely. I would have been in captain for the day, right enough, being totally honouring him like that. I mean, he'd done great debate all through the week. Absolutely fantastic shows, like great nostalgia and all that. Yeah, definitely for me, I would have gained the captaincy spot there and let him lead the team out.
We were going to invite Carl onto the shows during the week, but he's not allowed to talk about the past, Andy.
I can talk about the past. I'm just saying. I don't think. Wait a minute, Ox. Wait a minute. I don't think when we're playing bottom of the league, we should really need two centre halves.
Yeah. And
you know what I mean? It's pretty bad when you need a defence against the bottom of the league that is nowhere near anything. They don't even see sunshine anymore.
You've got to play the game. You've got to give respect to the opposition in the league, can't you? You've got to go out and earn the right to win.
Well, do you know? I think sometimes we give them too much respect. You says it yourself.
No, go with the right attitude. It's all about attitude. Blue Star.
Who's going to play in the right? The only one you can see, Ox, is Tillman, and can't rely. But I don't know, mate. Honest, I think he's better coming and roaming about in the middle, a bit much like Kent. But he's obviously trying a couple of things out for next week. There's no doubt about it, because he would have started with. You would imagine they would have started with Sakala next week, and maybe he's not going to do that. So maybe he's trying a couple of things out.
Do you think you can, mate? Do you think you can? Do your plans for next week? Do they not start to Monday? Do you see how you get through this game? Because if you make plans a day, Albert, if somebody gets a kick, your plans are.
I think what he's trying for the future. I think he's looking at the formations and different people in different places to see if he can gel something for the future. Attack. No, I'm not talking about every game, but another tactic. He's got that for this team. He's got that for that team. So I think he's trying that, but it's not for next week. I don't think that. Because anybody can get injured today. You know what I mean? And let's be honest, they're hammer throw. So
we could have 6 players injured before next week. The way this season's went, mate.
Absolutely. You laughed.
You know.
I mean, that's the team we've got to do, but the game's not started yet. They're not at the tunnel yet. So don't take it as it's red, by the way.
It has been a bit unique. Carl, I get your point about I think you'd have to play 2 centre halves, but I think a lot of people would say you don't need the 2 sitters, mate.
That's what I mean. You know, we're playing defensive against a team that we should be blowing away. Let's be quite honest. We shouldn't have any fears about them. The only fear I've got, we always seem to concede goals. And it's the same goals. It doesn't matter home or away. It's always the same goals, unless it's a penalty that apparently never comes against us, you know. We never get penalties given against us, you know. Oh, near they are, but...
I don't know.
Oh, here's another one. Hey, Ox, can I ask you something? Have you heard any rumours about Wally Gilmore again? I mean, I watch all the rubbish that comes on, you know, the wee fast ones and that. Billy Gilmore, get him in loan. You know?
You know, we could maybe get him in a season-long loan and maybe look at that, mate, but his wages would be too big for Scottish football.
But why? We can't get our youth players through the new. Why get somebody that didn't want to play for us? Let's face it, he did not want to play for us. He went. first off, are bang on. Bye-bye. Money's money. I agree with the guy, money's money, but at the same time, don't be in a love story with people that didn't want to be there.
I think you've just got to watch what you read, mate. Sometimes
I know, but it comes up regular on YouTube, you can't help it. When you're away down here and get no legs anymore, to walk, no knee legs to walk about and do things that you used to be able to do.
I know, mate.
I'm getting a bit perplexed. I would love Rangers just to show us one good game, one complete good game, Ox.
I want 11 good games, Andy, between now and the end of the season, mate. Eh?
Yeah, well,
scrape through every other one.
Carl.
Oh, sorry.
Just calm down. Yeah. And your name's no Andy. Andy.
It's all right. But I asked him a few weeks ago if we could go through the season not getting beat, and that would mean we'd win the Scottish Cup and we'd cut their points down. And from asking it whether I think we're good, bad, or indifferent, so far they've done that, other than the League Cup final, So hopefully we can carry it on. Good. You just need to go out there and play really well today. They've been after a couple of weeks. I want to go out and show the fans that we've all been waiting for 2 weeks for it to start, like going through the torches of the international stuff. So we'd just like to see them come out. Take each game at a time, really, like you always say. Get a good result out of there. Hopefully come unscathed. I'll tell you what did worry me when Bale said, well, he'll be back in training on Monday. Well, the last couple of managers said, he'll be back, and we've not seen him for a year. Hope it's not one of them.
Post-star. I get Carl's point about the centre-halves or the sitters, whatever you want to call them, in the midfield. People would say try and get two players in the box, two centres, and move the opposition defence a bit. But he wants to play with these three behind. It's going to have a lot of movement in them. And he's going to replace them for the bench. The bench today, Matondo coming back in, Cholak's on the bench, Redvan's on the bench, Souttar's on the bench. All these guys that have been signed last summer have been injured and coming back, yeah?
Absolutely. Oh, the strange thing, and I'm the same as everybody else on the Matondo one. See the game in pre-season, we've seen him. Now, let's be honest, and you're the one that always brings it up, and you're entirely right when you say that's all right when you're playing against teams that give you a bit of space if you've got movement to run into. See the one game that guy could, and I use it very wisely, could produce. If you can get him fit and you tell him, at the likes of Parkhead, we know for a fact that it's always an open game. That's one thing you've got to give them credit. You know how they're going to come at you. See, when you can bring somebody like him on that's riddled with pace, i.e. Sakala Tay, that's the two fastest we've got in our team. They two guys, honestly, can cause them damage. The problem we've had with wee Matondo is we've not seen it for him. But if you can get him up to speed, there's no doubt about it, Ox. You get him in a game, and even a European game where you do get a lot of space, that guy will cause him to bother with his pace. So maybe that's what's in his kind of thinking. And you're right, it's been a long time since we had a couple of decent guys on the bench that we thought, well, if you bring them on, they can cause damage. We've been struggling all season because our bench just hasn't been strong enough. Our team's not been strong enough, never mind the bench. So, that's a big plus. For me, the day, Ox, it's simple. Doesn't matter what 11 he puts out there. We've been notorious coming back for international breaks, and we have been for quite a number of years. They're playing in front of our own crowd today. A full stadium. You want to see us get out, and we've got to be scoring goals. You've said it all season. It's one thing playing a great performance, but you've got to put that ball in the net, and it makes things so easy. So we want to see goals today. That's it. First and foremost, goals.
Aye. I just think we've put ourselves under pressure. We've been sitting 2-0 up, Andy. We've lost a goal, and the game becomes nervy. Or we're winning 1-0, and it comes nervy. You get goals, you get that. Particularly the teams we play, the third goal, because it sucks the energy out of them, and the game becomes easier for you, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's the problem, isn't it? The striker's not scoring. And we got a defence that panics, if it's close or if it gets down to 20 minutes, last 10 minutes when they have a rush. If we get our goals, and we can't say we don't make enough chances. So that don't stack up. There's enough. Even Beale's saying that now. We come off against Motherwell 4-2. He says, but they're in there. He's saying that they're in there disappointed because they're not added to the goal tally. That's the object of the game. You know what I mean? The chances we make, we should be coming off minimum 3 to 4 goals.
I'm glad you mentioned Michael Beale. I'm glad you mentioned them. Let's hear your gaffer, Michael Beale.
Michael, back into Scottish Premiership action this afternoon. You'll be looking for your team to pick up where they left off before the break?
Yeah, we didn't really want the break when it came around, so it's nice to be back playing. It's been a long 2 weeks. It's good to be back here at Ibrox, and we're looking for a strong home performance and obviously the 3 points.
Barisic, Morelos and Tillman come into the starting 11 today. Can you just talk us through your thinking behind that?
Yeah, Born has been fantastic since I came back into the club, and obviously missed the last game because he's becoming a dad, and that's a wonderful moment for him and the family. Played really well for Croatia in midweek, and he comes back into the team. Ridvan's been doing well, but he's still not 100%. So we'll give him some minutes where we can. In terms of Malik, he's now back fully fit and back into the team. It'd be exciting to see him with Todd and Ryan for the first time together. And Alfredo's been working and been patient, and in that time, Antonio and Fashion have done well. So it's a chance for Alfredo to respond today.
And I know you've spoken about him this week already, but a special afternoon for Alan McGregor too, making his 500th appearance. Yeah,
he'll want little or no fuss, and he'll get a pat on the back at the end of the game. He'll want to just focus as per normal, as he has done throughout his career. But it's a special milestone for him for sure, and something he'll look back on in the future with real pride, I'm sure, for him and his family.
And in terms of the game this afternoon, what are you looking to see from your side?
I just want a strong home performance. So recently in the league, we've done really well. We had a break, so we come back. We should be fresh and raring to go. We should be looking forward to the game. It's the last fifth of the season, if you like, but it's an exciting time of the season. There's a lot of big games coming up, and it's important that we start off again this block with a strong home performance. We know Dundee United are in a different type of challenge in the same 10 games. They need to stay up, but I'm not concerned with that. It doesn't bother me at all. It's important that we get our 3 points and win.
Okay, last word for your good self, Cal. Oh, we seem to have lost Cal. Poster.
I was surprised there, Ox, when he mentioned it'll be the first time Cantwell, Kent and Tillman's played. I think he's got that rank. Let's just hope it's a good performance, but first and foremost, we want to see a few goals going in the day. Keep the momentum going. That's what we want.
Remember, the boy Tillman was injured, I'll just check it out for you, Poster. Andy?
Yeah, I think he's right sound bites and all that, and I think that's more or less what we're saying, isn't it? So I think he's looking for that that kind of performance. He kind of said that he has no reason why we shouldn't put in a good game at Ibrox, because he said they're all fresh. So let's see what they come out and do. That's an interesting point there.
Campbell's played 8 times. He's only started twice with Tillman. Yeah, with Tillman on the park. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Ryan Kent's only played with him 5 times. It might be, mate. Might be, surprisingly. Albert?
Well, again, it's pretty straightforward. When he's laid it in the line, it's pretty straightforward. We want 3 points. Let's get that first before we start wanting goals and all that. But Blue Star's right. I'm a wee bit worried because when we come back to any kind of break, we're usually slow and sluggish. Let's hope that's not the case. But I'm taking a 3-0 today, mate, anyway.
I'm not even going to read out Fox's joke about Rangers giving Alan McGregor 200 condoms in a blanket. One of the worst lines ever, Fox. Anyway, listen. Let's hope we get a good performance. And first and foremost, Andy, a victory. Secondly, a good performance. And thirdly, a lot of goals, mate.
Yeah, that would be nice for us all, wouldn't it? And that'll just set us up for where we want to go next week. So, yeah,
and if we've been really greedy, the Southside Super 6 as well, mate.
I will take that as well. I might get some money back then, eh?
All right, thanks for joining us. Thanks to Carl. It's always a character. Blue Star, always a pleasure. Andy, one of the legends
no
of Rangers Radio, and the top man. We'll be back 15 minutes after the final whistle, celebrating the Rangers victory. Take it away, old school boy.
I've even heard the underlings the best they've ever seen. There's Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur too. There's Arsenal, Chelsea, Blackburn, just to name a famous few. Who's that team they call the Rangers? Who's that team they all adore? They're the boys in royal blue and the Scotland's talent, and they're out to show the world what they can do.